Well, let's get some more analysis so we can cross to Washington and speak to Tara Kangarlou, who is a journalist, author and a professor at Georgetown University. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Professor Kangarlou. 3 days of deadly clashes since the tragic news of Mahsa Amini's death. Do you think things are going to escalate further from here, or do you see things quietening down now?
Thank you so much for having me, although for unfortunate circumstances. What I would say to that question with regards to the protests is an important fact, and that is people in Iran across the country are coming out with the knowledge that they are at risk. Their lives are at risk. They are essentially giving up their lives to raise their voice. And I think that's what is different in the protests that we're seeing recently comparing to that of before. People are coming out knowing that they may get killed, knowing the brutality that the government is capable of, as we've seen before. However, I would say, this is not the first protest of such scale that we're seeing in Iran that has in ways exasperated to other parts of the country, across the country, rather. We've seen it before, a couple of months ago, last year, and years prior. And I think one challenge for Iranian people to see results in their protests and uprising is a lack of leadership and lack of support.
I don't know if you've seen this, Professor Kangarlou, but looking at my social media feed, I've seen quite a few people, men and women of Iranian origin, admittedly not in Iran, shaving their heads or cutting their hair super short by way of protest. I've never seen that before, and I just wanted to get your reaction to that. Have you been seeing that, and what message is that sending?
Absolutely. And yes, I too have seen these videos of, women cutting their hair. I think over the years, such messages of solidarity have been coming out from outside Iran, but also people have come together inside Iran. And I think that's one of the most telling things. When you look at the people on the street these days, they encompass all levels of the society. And that, again, is reflective of their anger and rage toward the government. But absolutely, foreign solidarity from the diaspora, but also from the international community is there. But I think people in Iran are so fed up. They are so tired of the system that's governing their lives from all aspects of livelihood that they just really, really want to see result and break away, which unfortunately has been futile to date.
Indeed. I mean, you think about Iran, a very young population on average, and this so-called morality police going around telling people what they can and can't wear, and it would appear inflicting deadly violence on them in the process. I mean, as the gap between the young population and that sort of archaic morality police sort of widens, do you see that police force becoming increasingly redundant in the minds of Iranian people and perhaps facing increasing hostility to the point that perhaps they're done away with?
That's a great question. And the answer to that is I don't know, because one would assume so, right? When you speak with folks in Iran, I just got off the phone with a young woman in Iran, and she was saying, at points we thought that they understand that they're obsolete and, they'll just let it go. But no, they've gone more rabid. They've gone worse to an extent that right now in every corner of town, you see them harassing people on the most rudimentary ways of operation. Their vile behavior again underscores the gap, as you said, that exists between ordinary Iranians, millions of ordinary citizens, despite their socioeconomic backgrounds, and this barbaric yet strong and small apparatus which has control. And I also want to say, this is a country, this is a population that's raising its voice, not just because of hijab, not just because of this mandatory headscarf that women have to wear, but because of a host of issues, host of socio-political, economic issues that they're facing, the many challenges that they're facing. Iranian people have nothing to hold on to anymore. They are incredibly disillusioned, and the enormous apathy that they're feeling in their lives is evident. And the morality police is just, more fire to an already raging blaze that's taking over the country.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. Professor Tara Kangarlou at Georgetown University, thank you very much indeed.